Hi friends, thanks for joining me for my Tuesday tutorial. So in today's tutorial, I have something a little different. I needed to make 15 swap cards. So I thought, what's the perfect place to make them, right? On my YouTube channel. Nah, you don't want to see me making 15 cards, but I will show you the process. And this process can also be used when you're making multiples of regular cards. Need birthday cards, Christmas cards. Yeah, I mean, like you make lots of those, right? Hanukkah, any holiday that you need multiples of. This is the perfect way to do them. And I'll walk you through the process. So for this card today, I'm calling it a mantle-worthy card. Why? First of all, I don't know what the name of it is. But it stands up like this, right? Oops, got some stuff I need to move here. And you can stand it up on your desk, on your mantle, wherever you want to put it, right? So this was one design, and it's the same with the other one, but I changed up the papers a little and added a little extra detail, which I think came out much prettier. And I hope you do too. So how do I go through the process? Now, first of all, I make a template, which was this here. I write all the measurements on one side, and then I also put each individual measurement on the front, and I have two different measurements here, depending if I want to use a bigger border or a smaller border. Now, to simplify this, I'll be using the same DSP for each card. Well, there's 4 different DSPs, but for this particular one, it's the same. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over to the other side. So in order to get the most out of each piece, the pieces are 12 by 12. I figure if I cut them down 6 by 6, 6 inches by 6 inches, then I could get 4 out of each one. I need 15, so I needed 4 sheets of designer series paper. And for the card base, which measures 5.5 by 8.5, you can get 2 of them out of each 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually score them first. So I'm just scoring one time, and then I'm going to cut, just to simplify that. And I figured that since I need 4 of each color, I need 2 of each color of the cardstock. So I hope that all makes sense. If not, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know. I could definitely explain it better. I am going to be using the Nested Essentials dies, the Courage and Faith. This stamp set has become one of my favorites. I love these faith-based sentiments. Are just so beautiful and so heartwarming. And the pretty flowers and the leaves. Well, I guess these are leaves, not flowers. Flowers and leaves. But you could either stamp these without coloring them, or you can color them. And lastly, I will be using the Meadow dies. This is another one of my favorites. I'll be using this particular die here. Oh, get that off. And also the butterfly, which I've got set aside since I already started cutting some of my butterflies. And let me show you the butterflies, what I'm cutting them out of. This is such pretty paper. It's called Distressed Gold. Look at these gorgeous butterflies. Aren't they pretty? They're so bright and cheerful, shiny. Love it. It actually takes the place of, adding embellishments, which I love. And I'll show you how I can get out of one. It's this piece of cardstock, not cardstock, what is this called? Designer series paper. Is cut 1 1/8 inch by 12 inches, and I can get, I think, about 17 on here, I decided. So I already cut up 7 or 8 of them. I cut 8. So I just need a few more from that. So let me just set this aside. We're going to be starting with the bubble bath for the cardstock and this daisy pattern. And the other thing you'll notice is that what I did is, just so I remember that I need to cut 4 pieces here, 6 by 6 each. And then the bubble bath cardstock, I'm cutting 2 from 1, so I need 2 sheets, which gives me 4. And I did the same on each one, just to keep reminding me. And we are using Fresh as a Daisy, the designer series paper. I do have another full pack because I've pretty much gone through this whole one. Love this paper, it's beautiful. And as I mentioned, the distressed gold, and it comes in a pack of 2. So isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at the shine on that. Beautiful, beautiful. This is perfect for Christmas cards also. You know, holiday cards or even birthday cards. Think about like maybe even a 50th anniversary. Isn't that what you usually give gold? I'm not there yet, so I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see. Let's put some of this stuff aside. I keep saying that and I still haven't done it, right? All right. And guess what I forgot? Paper cutter. I'll be back. So there's always something I leave out, right? I should start making myself a checklist so I don't leave things out. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and cut this down, as I mentioned, 6 by 6. Put in my trimmer here. And then I'm going to double these up because it's designer series paper. You could do that. It's thin enough. I wouldn't really suggest it with cardstock, although truth be told, I have done it before. Just make sure they line up. Somehow, I don't know, either the designer series paper is a little bit bigger or I cut it wrong. Because the bottom sheet is just a tad bigger. Just a tad wider. Okay, so we just need one of those for now. Right? And I need to do this one. So I need my cheat sheet so I know what I'm scoring. So as I mentioned, I'm going to score this first, and I want to score it on the 8.5 inch side, so on the short side, because then we'll be cutting it down to 5.5. So let me open up the arm of my trimmer. Of course you can't see that. I did open it. There we go. Either I need a bigger table or I need to zoom out a little. Okay. Don't want to show you too much of my messy desk, although it's not too bad right now. Okay, so we are going to score this at 2 inches. Then 3 1/8 inch. Five 3/8. I know, if you're like me, you probably don't like those eighths. But you know what? I've gotten so much more used to them and I understand them a lot better. And I like them a lot too, because sometimes I just don't want to have a big border, and that makes it a lot easier. So 5 3/8. And then lastly, 6.5. Now you could also do this on your Simply Score tool. I like this though because now I can just turn it around, move it to 5.5, and cut it down, right down the middle. So I'm just cutting this at a half, 5.5. So now I have my 2 bases ready for my cards. Okay, we'll set one aside. Now, next, my designer series paper, I need to cut it down to 5 7/8 by 5 3/8. So let's see, 5 7/8. It really matters, right? They should both be 6 Okay, so let's do 5 7/8. 5 7/8 right there. 2 lines shy of 6 inches. We're just cutting a little piece off, and that's scrap. And then 5 3/8. Yeah, let's, all right, you know what, it's fine. It's okay. 5 3/8. I was going to do something else, but I can't do it with this piece. Okay, so now I need this to be 1 7/8, and I just want to make sure this is the 5 3/8 side. Okay, no, 5 7/8. So I want to cut it this way. So on the 5 7/8 inch side, I want to cut 1 7/8. Again, if you want a smaller border, do the 1/8. If you want a bigger border, it would be 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. That, and then another one, 1 7/8. And I should be left with the last piece, which is 2 1/8. Let's just make sure, and it is. Okay, I think I am done with the cutter. So we're going to be flipping that over. So let's see, am I done with the cutter? Question. Well, it's going to be here in case I need it. Okay, so we've got these cut. Now, before I go ahead and start adhering these, I want to cut out a shape from the center here, because nobody will see that. And we're going to use the Nested Essentials dies. I do need my bigger cut and emboss machine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my smallest Nested Essential. I could also use the larger one. It would fit between the score lines. But I'm going to use the smaller one. Or should I use the bigger one? Oh, such decisions. All right, let's use the smaller one. No, you know what? I think that looks too small. I don't know if that'll fit the sentiment. I think it'll just fit the sentiment. Yeah, so let me use that. All right, sorry about that, folks. So in order to save paper, because you won't see that part when I put the designer series paper over it. That's what a nice little saving tip, paper saving tip. Do that. That should be good. And while my cut and emboss machine is out, I'm going to also cut out. See, so this is going to be hidden with this piece here, and then we're also putting a piece of white cardstock on the back. That will be for our sentiment. While that's out, let me die cut the white. Here it is. A piece of basic white, and we're just going to cut this other piece here. See, does it fit always? Yes, okay, good. Just fits on there. I love saving paper. Probably know that by now. So while I'm doing this, have you had a chance to look at the designer series paper? That is an online exclusive. There's 5 or 6 of them, and boy, are they gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Can't wait to get mine. I'm waiting till this week to get them. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right, now that I've done that, I think I'm done with this. Keep it handy though, just in case. You never know. You might have forgotten something, right? Because that's good for that. Alright, so let's just scrap. I'll put this here. I do need a piece that I do need. No, do I? No. Yes, I do need a piece for the back, which I had said that and then I didn't cut it. So 2 1/8 by 5 3/8, and this will be for the back side. So this is 5 3/8. If not, it's okay. It's a little bit long, so let's cut a little bit off of that. And we'll keep this handy just in case. Okay, now we can start putting this together. First, I want to fold it so you get the score lines here. That's going, is that going? Yes, these are going out. And the other two are going to be valley folds. So you got your valley folds, and your mountain folds. Get my bone folder. And you do want to give these a good crease. Make sure that they don't bunch up in the back. You do want them to line up though. All right, so there's that. Good. All right, let's start putting the pieces on. So we've got this piece for here. That one's going on the back. And then we have these 2 pieces for the side. So once the pieces are cut, the card does go together rather quickly. Now you also have the option of putting either extra white cardstock on the back if you like to write a lot, or you can put some more designer series paper on the back. I'm just going to add glue to this around because I don't need any in the center. Make sure I turn this the right way. Center that up. By the way, this craft mat that I have here is from Tim Holtz, and it's also stick resistant. So if you get any type of adhesive on it, once it dries, you can just peel it right off, which is exactly like the Stampin' Up silicone craft sheet, only this is a little bit bigger, which I kind of like because it gives me a bigger surface to work with. I'm doing things like this. Okay, so that is that. Looks like I could have used a little extra glue over here. I'll just press that down. All right, we're going to set this aside for just a minute. Close my glue, and let's do a little bit of stamping. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be using Courage and Faith. I'm using Trust in the Lord with all your heart. That's perfect. And I'm going to use Moody Mauve, which is a shade darker, probably a couple of shades darker than the Bubble Bath, right? But first I want to try this out, see if I like it full strength. on the other side. So this is just going to fit here. I like that. What does this look like if I just do half strength? And would that show up on the pink? You know, to be on the safe side, I'm just going to use the bubble bath. I didn't like how dark that was. And you know what? If I don't like either one, then I can always cut out another piece and, you know, clean that off though, since we are using a lighter color. And get our bubble bath stamp pad. And this will be a nice color. It'll be tone on tone. There. Oh, much prettier. Much, much prettier. Nice and subtle. I like that better. But I am going to use the Moody Mauve for my flowers here, my flower design. I don't know what you would call that. Some sort of leaf image, I guess. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. And, you know, I need a piece of, well, you know what this does? I can use this. I can use this because then I can just wipe it clean with a cloth if I get any on it. Okay, so I want to just do this. And just do this on the corner. Just a little. And then we'll turn it around and do the same thing on the other corner. Like so. Put that aside. And we'll do some on the ins, which is actually the back side of the card. For your to write your message. We'll put another one down in this corner here. Just something subtle. All right, I think we're done with all the stamping. I think we're done with the ink. These aside. Wipe this clean before I, yeah, see how nice that is? It comes nice and clean, just like the silicone craft sheet. So I love that. Love, love, love that. Okay, let's put this on the back. The other nice thing about this card is that there are there's minimal scrap. Just a second, I'll show you what the scrap is that's left over. And you know me, I love to try to use as much as I can of my pieces. Try to get the most of them. Okay. And then we'll stick this on here. Nobody will ever know that I stamped the other side. And we'll center that. So, all right, so now I think we can close this for a second. So from that 6x6 piece, this is the only piece that I had left over. So it's like 1/2 inch by 6 inches, which you can use for something else. Okay, so I do have this piece here that's already die cut. And I'm going to add this to the front of the card. And then we'll put this on top. I want to make sure that I get enough of it showing and that it doesn't go off the top. So I'm going to have to lower this a little. So watch this. Okay, watch what I do just to hold it in place. Give us something like this. I think we could go a little bit higher. Like so. I'm going to use, excuse me, handy dandy Scotch tape to hold it down in the back. Again, nobody's going to see that. It's just to keep it there for a minute. I want to trim this down. Or you can leave, it's up to you. I'm going to trim it though. I want to see that from the front. Okay, and then we will use dimensionals to pop that up. Dimensionals, here we go. I have these left over from a paper pumpkin kit, so I'm just going to use these. Put this here. And then we'll get one of our pretty butterflies. We'll add a dimensional. Oh, I have like this dry spot in my throat. I'm sorry. No, take just a little piece. And I want to show you a little trick. So in case your dimensionals are showing, you know, if you have like a small area like this, what you could do is take your Stampin' Up marker, or if you have blends, you can do that also. And just along the edge here, just kind of, you know, color it so you don't see it, and it's, you know, pretty much the same color as your image is, the die cut image. Now, if I can do this, anybody could do it because my hands are very shaky. I have tremors, so it's very difficult for me to do this. So, okay. I think that's good enough. You get the idea. We'll put that here. And that will be our embellishment. All right. So friends, that is all the mantle-worthy fun fold card. It stands up on your desk, your mantle, wherever you want to put it. Let me know what you thought about it. I hope you give it a try. I hope some of my tips that I gave you today about making multiple cards is also helpful to you. If you didn't understand what I was talking about, then definitely leave me a comment, or leave me a comment anyway. Let me know what you thought about it. I'd love to hear from you, and I enjoy reading your comments. Please be sure to like my video if you did enjoy it. Share it with your friends. That's the best way that you can tell me that you loved it. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I upload videos on every Tuesday morning. And yeah, that's it, folks. Have a great day. Until next Tuesday. Bye.